So this weekend saw Max Verstappen, you know that guy that races Formula 1 cars? Well, he was out at the Nürburgring in the NLS race in a GT3 Ferrari 296, and rumour has it that he did pretty well. Max Verstappen was teammates with Chris Lullum, who is a fellow sim racing driver. Now, admittedly, Chris is a little bit better than me, so too is Max Verstappen, but the two of them took all of their knowledge that they gained through sim racing over to the Nürburgring, and it clearly paid off because not only did they win, but they won by some margin. However, because they learned everything they know about the Nürburgring in the sim, it got me thinking, can we beat Max Verstappen in a head-to-head on Gran Turismo versus his lap in the real world? Well, we're about to find out. Before we got into the challenge though, it was time to do a little bit of practice, and this is our chance to try and find the limits of the car and the Nürburgring Nordschleife itself, which didn't take too long. Brilliant. Able to see that. Oh no! I'll count that as another. Oh my god, where did that come from? Jeez. With all of the limits found and all of the crashes done, it was time to give this challenge a go. Now, I want to point out that we are using the hard tyre here on Gran Turismo, and that's the tyre compound that is the closest we can manage to matching what Max Verstappen was using. And let's be honest, we want to make this the fairest comparison and challenge that we can. Right, okay then, let us begin. So, what are the differences in this challenge? What are all the things that you're going to nitpick and say that I've done wrong or excuses? Well, I'm going to tell you. First of all, we are in the Ferrari 458 as we head down to turn one. It manages it quite nicely. Having to be really slow on the throttle there, try and straighten the car up first. We're really going to struggle to get any front end grip. And that is the second thing to mention. We are on the hard tyres on Gran Turismo. As far as I can gather or figure, that is going to be the closest, almost, that is going to be the closest set of tyres in terms of a compound that Max would have been racing on. We really, really do struggle for front end grip and rear end grip. Look at that car struggling to put all of its power down here. This is going to be a real challenge. And when we seen Max driving, he didn't look as stressed out as I am right now. That's for sure. Although this compared to a Formula 1 car, not much problem, I guess. Oh, we're really going to struggle with that. Running just a smidge wide there, trying to get our foot on the power for third. Then our foot on the brakes down to second, up onto the Nordschleife track now. Now, the other thing in terms of differences, we are racing here on the afternoon setting, which is a dry track. And the reason that we're doing that and we're racing against Max's fastest lap in the race, oh, steady on, and not his qualifying time, is that the quali time was set on a drying track. It was a little bit damp, a little bit rainy, a little bit foggy, a little bit too difficult to try and match that in terms of Gran Turismo. So we're going to do his fastest lap of the race, the 7:51, and try and race that on a dry track in the afternoon. Slight lift in sixth, right-hander, and away we go. Now, this section of the Nürburgring is one of the first and earliest chances you get to compare the cars for the third and final difference. Are we going to be at a higher top speed? Now, the video we have to compare Max's lap, we don't have telemetry for, so we've got to just visually reference that. But you'll be able to see there whether or not we gained or lost time on the straights as we topped out at 180. Now, racing on the hard tyres on Gran Turismo always feels a bit of a struggle, and I'm very much feeling that. You see, look at that, the engine, the revs spiking as the wheels start to spin immediately. And you start just having to force yourself into a bit of an upshift, an early shift now and again. Oh, as we're going to run wide here. We're going to keep it. No, we're not. We're going to keep it. Go. Go, go, go. Right, we've definitely lost ourselves at least a couple of seconds there. We could have lost ourselves a whole lot more. That is sketchy. That is very sketchy. This right here is a lovely couple of sectors and corners of the Nürburgring, if you can get it right, which you never can do. Look at us struggling to put the power down, still wheel spinning in third, really early on the brakes, try and clip just a little bit of that curb. This is the problem with the Ferraris, or particularly this 458, you do struggle when you're already putting some lateral load into the tyres. It doesn't take much. When you're already putting lateral load in, to try and then couple that with power, very difficult. And there we go. Onto another big straight sector of this track. And we will see here again which car manages to pull the most power up this really slight but very long incline. Who has the most horses to push us up? How committed can we be here? A little bit on the curb, smidge of brakes, fifth gear. As we turn in, we throw it left and then we throw it down this half-blind corner before we stamp on the brakes. Downshift, 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 downshift into second. Second could have been risky there, but we are not putting enough angle in to keep the car facing the right way. And in the carousel, second gear, having to treat the throttle like an eggshell. Now, normally I don't have the finesse needed for that, but I've somehow managed it there. I normally have the finesse of an ape, as we've almost very nearly seen there. Clattering one curb, sends us off into another. And this is a sector of track where you really are tempted to try and grab the curbs, but should you do it? Probably not. Grab a little bit of curb on the left and on the right. In we go. Now, you didn't see too many of the drivers really taking the curbs down this section here, because this is where there was still, I think, a lot of water held in those curbs from the day before. So a lot of people just being pretty sensible. I'm stupid enough to take the risk because that's the advantage of the virtual world. It doesn't hurt if you crash. It hurts in real life though. Here we go. The jump. Down into fourth. Struggling again to put that power down. Early shift up into fifth. We're all good here. We're going to go early shift to sixth just to not have too many revs and lift the nose up of the car. 6:25, this is going to start to be very close now. Can we do it? I would so love to say that I've beaten Max Verstappen. I would so love to say that I've beaten Max Verstappen. Come on. Can we get to the line from here into the penultimate sector down the Dottinghurst straight? Was that 7:03, I think? Is that pinged? Can we do this? 7:51. 7:51. .514. Can we do it? Can we do it? Oh, that was enough to unsettle. I really didn't think that was going to unsettle the car that much. But it has. Hold it! Go! Come on! Get in! We've done it, we've done it, we've done it, we've done it. By 3 seconds as well. Oh, wow. By 3 seconds, we have beaten Max Verstappen, what do you say to that? Other than, ladies and gentlemen, your future 4-time world champion sat right here. Now, I definitely couldn't have done that in the real world. That is the difference between me and Max Verstappen. It's a subtle difference. I can manage it on the sim. I don't think I can manage it in the real world. That's the only difference, I would say, now between me and Max Verstappen. But if someone has a Ferrari 458 or a 296 GT3 car that you would like to lend me, I promise I will not bin it, and we'll give it a go, and then we can find out for real. That has been tremendous fun. That has been a bit of a challenge and really, really good fun. Whether or not there is much difference between the 458 and the 296, we'll never know until Gran Turismo adds that car, and then we can find out for sure. But there we go. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have done, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on the video, and let me know which racing driver, which qualifying lap, which fastest lap, which racetrack should we try and put to the test next. Let me know in the comments, and we will absolutely give it a go.